All right, let's get into this game. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Spawning in the top right corner of Glittering, 2,000 Atmospheres, we have Heromarine.
And his opponent, spawning down on the bottom left, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming. It is Rogue.
World Team League got you off there?
Yep. World Team League. I've been very used to like 4.5 seconds to intro the players, but now we have a little bit more time. A little bit more reasonable in terms of when they are willing to do stuff.
All right, does look like it is a hatch opener from Rogue. Now, Rogue is one of those players, like Dark, that will ram roaches into the TVZ matchup.
That he will, and Heromarine traditionally has been very good against that. Very good against that. To the point where I think the European players don't really like to go roaches because Heromarine has been so good at shutting them down, and they feel that they can beat him with just a more standard lane bane composition. And I mean, traditionally they're right. He's in like a more standard game, they're going to be better against that. By the way, I'm just going to need you to fill for time for a moment. I've just got to do a quick G Fuel refuel to get set up for this stream.
It is 4 o'clock in the morning here where we are on the beautiful west coast of Canada, Vancouver, BC. So we do need something to keep us awake, and that thing keeping us awake at this ungodly hour is, in fact, G Fuel, one of our sponsors of this tournament. Right here, we're going to come in here with that SCV Scout. We'll make sure to see that the hatch is down and the creep is out, that there is no crazy early pool, no links on the map just yet. He can build that, continue to build that low ground command center. Gonna go into a factory behind that command center. Reaper is here. How many lings are we gonna see here? Looks like it is the 6 ling opener that we're seeing out of Korea. Rogue showing Heromarine a little bit of respect here by popping out those extra 2 lings. Queen does show up. Queen gets a grenade to the face as the moment she pops out of that hatchery.
Queen. Yeah, it's it's going to be better than losing that creep tumor, so it's not such a big deal, but it does delay the creep tumor. So there's that. There's something to be said for that.
It does delay, and the Queens weren't able to get the damage down on that Reaper, so they had to drop that creep tumor a little further back. Now we are seeing a third CC before starport here.
Yeah, going to be that very, very fast third command center that is so common in this matchup these days. And there's really not many good ways to punish it because Cloak Banshee openers are such a common thing. Now, it's not going to be that Cloak Banshee opener. It will be that quick second barracks here, which is going to lead to a most likely 2-1-1 type follow-up.
It is interesting to see 2-1-1 back in play. It was kind of the banished build for the longest period of time.
Yeah, it's not quite yet that you're beyond TV 2-1-1 where it hits at like the 5-minute mark. It hits a little bit later. But you have such a better economy, like substantially better. It's not us.
No,
don't think so.
No, we're good. All right, Rogue going to try to come in here with a scout. He will get a denied. Ooh, does pick off that 1 creep tumor. Nice little pick off there.
Yeah, now we got to talk a little bit about the style of a player like Heromarine. He is the kind of player that is much less likely to go for anything crazy. Oh, Queen's almost getting the pick off on that Reaper. Not quite. It is going to survive and get on out of there.
Let me take a look here. Just keep casting.
Yeah, so we are going to be seeing that layer coming on down here, followed up by the double Evo chamber. Looks like with that quick layer, he might have been suspecting something. Might have been something a little bit interesting. Might have been expecting something, you know, potentially like an early Cloak Banshee. So this 2-on-1 is going to be a little bit more effective than it otherwise would be. But that being said, it looks like we are going to see those Roachy boys that we were talking about a little bit. Roach Warren coming on down. We got the double missile upgrades. Now, one thing that makes Rogue so potent about this is that he is so good at hiding the fact that he's going Roaches for a very, very long time. And that's why a lot of times players against Rogue look a little bit lost sometimes. Is that so to deflect this first push, for example, he is not going to be going for Roaches. He's not going to be using those. You can see he's building pure Lings, and I really, really like that because there's nothing to actually really allow you to scout. Ooh, we will see the Reaper into the main base, but not going to find any damage or any scout.
I'm just going to go out again. I don't want to.
No. Go to, hang on, go to Chrome. So we do have the Lings kind of deflecting this. Queen's actually deflecting this. There's going to be a bunch of Roaches in the production tab. We did see, so there's actually a potentially really good sell for this from Rogue. He has gone for a 4th hatchery, and the fact that Heromarine scouted that does tell me that it's going to look very, very much like a normal Lingbane composition. So the fact that we've got the Roaches coming out behind us could really catch Big Gabe off guard. That being said, he is building a Marauder, so I think he has seen something. Because you wouldn't be building that Marauder if you weren't pretty sure that there was something coming down. Now, will we see Rogue go for a 1-1 attack? Or is he going to go for something a little bit more common? We do have more gases coming down, armory coming down. Rogue is building a lot of Roaches. Oh, and he's going to be going for that Roach Ravager Nidus. That is going to be a very, very potent, powerful play. We do have this Nidus Worm getting ready to, going to be able to pop those units between the low ground at that 3rd base and the high ground at that main. So this is going to be very difficult to deal with for Heromarine. A ton of Ravagers here for Rogue. He is maxed out. He is so good at getting these gigantic concaves with this Heromarine. He's building a 2nd factory, but that was not a priority for him. Here comes the big attack from Rogue. Will it be enough to hold on for Big Gabe? We do see that one tank going to get, actually it takes a little while for it to go down. The second one in the backfield going to be providing a lot of firepower. Ooh, Corrosive Biles going to land on the Medivacs, getting huge damage right there. Oh, Heromarine stepping way too far forward. He is going to pick off a lot of these Ravagers, and that will kind of break the momentum of the frontline push. But now the Nidus Worm in the main base is going to be causing huge problems, and I do not know if Heromarine is going to be able to hold on. 6 SCVs already going down. We are seeing the Roaches getting on top of a tank at the natural. I just don't think there's enough to hold on for Heromarine. Yeah, a ton of Queens popping out, and that is almost definitely going to be a Game 1 victory here for Rogue. He's up, what, 60 army supply? This is just really decisive play out of Rogue, and what we have come to expect from him over the last, I would say, 6 months or so. Actually, really throughout the last couple years of his career, when he decides to do something, it is going to be a potent play. We are going to see just the production right now. It is completely sieged. We've seen 2 barracks and a factory going down. I don't know what Heromarine is hoping to have happen. Maybe he's just hoping to squeeze out some Liberators, slow down the push, hope that his opponent attacks in through a bad angle and really gets choked up. But Rogue is too smart to do that. And he is still maxed out. He's not showing any signs of slowing down. There's just way too much here out of the Korean Zerg player, finding that armory as well. I mean, what can you really do here as Big Gabe? All right, he's going to fight one more time. The liberation zones are going to be very helpful. They are actually doing quite a bit, but we see that Rogue has just way too much. Nice hot pickup micro coming in on those tanks. And these Liberators, they are standing tall for quite a while, but we are going to see that pretty much the whole army of Big Gabe on the ground, does get taken out, and GG will get called, even with about the best possible engagement that Heromarine could have taken. Rogue is just way too powerful right there. Not a lot that could be done.
Spawning in the bottom right corner in the blue Terran pieces, playing for Mouse Esports.
Yep.
Mouse Esports. We have Heromarine.
One of the longest standing relationships between player and team in StarCraft 2 period. And spawning down to the bottom left, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, it is Rogue. I rushed it again. Even though I filled for like 6 seconds beforehand, I was like, oh man, surely I've spent too much time doing this. Nah, not even.
Indeed, G Fuel does fix everything, and I'm pretty sure G Fuel will also fix our timing on the intros there.
I don't know if anything can fix that, but if anything could, G Fuel would do it.
All right, we are on Blackburn here. One of the maps that really sticks out to me in that GSL win by Rogue against Maru, particularly, especially, it was the one where he just headbutted Roaches. Like, I won't do Roaches for the 4th game in a row, right? And Roaches for the 4th game. So this map was the map that I think Maru had the best chance of, other than the one that he won, of taking Rogue out. And part of it is here at the natural, you have those pillars, and you can park tanks back there. And unless you have an Overlord, there's no corrosive miles hitting those tanks.
It is a very uncomfortable position to engage into. That's one thing that a lot of players don't take into account when watching Zerg engagements, or in my case, when taking Zerg engagements, is high ground vision.
Yeah.
And the fact that Zerg really suffers a lot from trying to engage through not just up onto high ground, but also trying to engage through like steam vents and stuff. Because Medivacs, for example, with the Terran Force, they automatically provide that vision. But if you don't have an Overseer or an Overlord or Mutas or Broodlords or something with your composition, and you attack through steam vents, a lot of times you're attacking in blind. And for me, I most definitely do that. And I'm like, oh man, yeah, there can't be more than like 30 or 40 supply here. I can crush this. And then meanwhile, there's like an extra 25 supply and like 3 burrowed Widowmines behind the bushes. And I'm like, oh, that's why he was so confident.
But you know where the Zerg trade-off is there?
Where's that?
We got creep.
We do.
We got creep. We can see things coming for days.
That is true. Now, in order to have that, you need to have a good creep spread.
That's
which
very true.
We return to, once again, a personal problem of mine. We are seeing, by the way, it is going to be that super fast third command center once again. The 6-ling opener out of Rogue. Heromarine did manage to pick off one of those Zerglings, which is a very, very nice little find right there. And, that's going to be a small advantage. I always love this, actually, specifically on maps like Blackburn. When they spread the creep tumor in at the ramp, at the natural, but they angle it towards covering the main with creep. I think that's a really, really underrated move, is getting a creep tumor into the main base. I think it's very important.
Well, the number of times I've seen, especially in the PvZ matchup, but also in a TVZ matchup, Medivacs jumping back and forth, War Prisms jumping back and forth, the Queens getting slowed down on the ramp, running up and back and forth. Like, Queens are not bad in speed on creep. Off creep, oh my god.
Yeah, they are they are chonky ladies, and they don't have anywhere to be. They just are taking their time heading towards their knitting club. We do see our observer showing us the fact that yes, it is going to be cloaked banshees. Something very interesting is that Heromarine built an extra marine off there instead of building an extra tech lab. I think it was to attempt to deny the scout. I'm pretty sure he canceled that once the Overlord got far enough in, and then just started up the tech lab. So,
okay,
a very, very subtle, very small little move, but an interesting one where it's like, oh, okay, you know what? I was gonna try and deny your scout. You got into the right timing. No opportunity. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste my money and lose out on an extra 10 seconds on stim, and for that matter, combat shields.
So Steadfast, how do you feel about our Terran player here taking the base at that triangular location that is closer to the Zerg?
Well, that tells me he wants to be really, really aggressive. And something we don't see often anymore, but for probably about 6 months, maybe even close to a year, the 8 racks push off of 3 bases, off just that one factory. Sometimes you get reactors, sometimes you don't, but you're pumping anywhere from 12 to 15 Marines at a time, and you are just going. You just absolutely run at your opponent. Sometimes you stay on 4 gas, sometimes you go up to 5, and it is a really powerful and potent way to play, and it's a dangerous thing for the Zerg player to go up against. So by taking his forward base, he's opening that opportunity for himself.
All right, looks like we are going up to the 5 barracks mark. Stim is about 3/4 of the way done. Double Banshee going to come in here. We'll get a couple kills. 2 or 3 workers right off the bat. Gets all the workers in the gas. And the Queens will show up and will drive those Banshees back away. Gonna scout this 4th gold base location here. Queens will come in here and drive the Banshee away again. We are going to see Ling Bane this time around.
Yeah, that's a significant difference. Already we're seeing a bit of a problem, though, for both players is, well, now it's solved for Rogue. He starts up his +1 melee, but Heromarine had his engineering base done, like, almost a minute ago, maybe like 45 seconds ago, and he did not start up his 1-1 as soon as he could have. And it is going to be that 8 racks
8
play.
racks, yeah.
Yeah. So this is going to be a heavily dedicated push from Heromarine. Interestingly, he doesn't build the barracks at the 3rd base location, which is usually the more common thing for that quicker rally. He has elected to hide them in the main base. And, wow, this is going to be a really, really do-or-die moment for Heromarine.
Absolutely. Now, Baneling speed has finished up. +1 melee and carapace is about halfway done for our Zerg player here. I do think with just the 3 bases here and going so ham on the barracks, I think if he doesn't break this, it might just be GG, and he might just be relegated to the losers bracket from here.
Yeah, and that would be, I mean, honestly, it's Rogue. It's Rogue. You know, you're not necessarily, that might not have been Big Gabe's expectation to beat Rogue. But he is a confident player still. He does believe in himself, and he still would want to be doing so. Now, my next big question is, will we even see an armory with this? Or is, normally you get 2-2, but because his 1-1 was so late, okay, well, he literally answers it immediately, but his 1-1 was so late, that was a real decision for him to make, is just to potentially go absolutely crazy with that. We are going to be seeing an engagement coming in on creep, all the Hellions going down, and Heromarine will be forced to pick up. He will have the army supply lead for a little bit, but it's that army value we're going to be keeping an eye on, and then also, will Rogue have enough Banelings?
Now, it does look like he may have gotten a kill on the 5th base there. When those Banshees were going away, it did look like a dead hatchery on the ground. So nice little pick off there by Big Gabe. 5 more workers going down for Rogue. And we have another push coming. Going to clean up some of this creep. Tank is going to siege up here. Ling Bane will be forced back. There are 3 tanks, so the backbone of this push here is quite strong. It is spread out. It'll be really hard for him to engage into. But the Bioforce in front of the tanks have gone, so these tanks are going to get jumped on. They're going to get surrounded. 2 tanks going down immediately. The bio is starting to dwindle. 1 tank does remain in the background.
That was actually a really great engagement for Heromarine. He was able to split and fight a lot of that fight off creep. I think Rogue underestimated that a little bit. He might not know that this is that 8 racks. He does still have a lot of Banes behind this, but if we look at the army supply, even with what I was saying being taken into account, that's a 45 army supply lead right now for Heromarine. That being said, a lot of Banelings on the field here. We are going to see Heromarine trying to split away off creep. The Banelings are going to get obliterated by that concentrated Marine fire. Only 1 tank going down, and now it's just Queens. Is Heromarine doing it here in game number 2? Oh, we are going to see more Banelings showing on up. Heromarine with some nice last-second splits. I think he's done it.
Yep, GG gets called. Heromarine taking it to game number 3.
Now, something that I think the foreign players are a little bit, well, not actually all the foreign players. There are some that are very comfortable 2-raxing, proxy 2-raxing, proxy 3-raxing, but I think that they're a little bit known for playing traditionally a little bit more safely, relatively speaking. So someone like Clem, we talked about it yesterday, he never proxy 2-raxes.
No.
But we saw yesterday that he has the TVZ to back that up in a macro game, taking down 2 of the best Korean Zergs, 2 of the top 3 Korean Zergs in Korea, in his group. Whereas a player like Heromarine, we saw that he won the previous game, which is amazing, but he still hasn't proven himself at that same level just yet.
Absolutely. Heromarine, I think he will forever be kind of that top 7, top 6 in Europe, safe to say.
I think he is making a strong case for himself to rise above that.
Yeah.
But like it is so hard to get above the three players right now, and soon to be, from what it looks like based on Max Pax's rise, potentially 4. Now we can't put him in that group yet, but that's the thing that's so brutal too, is that you already have Cyril Rayner Clem. And as Heromarine, he's like been steadily rising, been doing very, very well. But you have these 3 players that are just titans, absolutely untouchable. And then you have a new player coming in Max Pax, who has had such a steady meteoric rise.
Okay, let's be honest. His name's not Max Pax. He is Alpha Star. Google has humanized
the deep mind.
The deep mind. Yeah. That's why we never see his face.
Yeah.
He literally is.
StarCraft.
No, what's the name of the computer in the Terminator?
Oh, he is Skynet.
He is Skynet.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say the computer in that one game where they play. What's the war game where they play tic-tac-toe, and it's like nuclear. Basically, they make the computer play a bunch of games of tic-tac-toe against itself, and it's like, oh, there can be no winner. Oh, okay, fine, I won't nuke the world. Spoiler alert for a movie from like 1996 or whenever it's from. God, they thought the future... War games, there we go. They thought the future was going to be so different. They were, very correct. We all knew tic-tac-toe was going to save the world one day. Let's talk about the game a little bit.
All right. So we are seeing another CC before Starport.
Yep.
From the looks of it. Very similar opening. Are we going to... Probably not a Banshee opening this time. No, it is a Viking opening.
Okay, so gonna be playing, I would say, very greedy, because now this is very, very uncommon in this meta, and it's because builds like this are so uncommon, but because Cloak Banshee builds are so common, but the Viking is, and sometimes Viking Liberator is, it's greedy. It can die very, very hard to a to a Roach Ravager lane push off of 1 or 2 gases and, anywhere from like 30 to 35 drones.
All right, that Viking will pop just as that first Overlord comes in. Will scout that third base there. Knows that there is a starport. Doesn't see any add-ons on the starport because it can't see the starport. But there's a Viking, so you must be a starport.
Yeah.
Reasons of deduction, right?
Yeah. You're going to assume that didn't come out of some weird Terratron Barracks factory hybrid.
All right, Viking's going to come out here, do a little Overlord hunting. Baneling Nest coming down yet again, so it's going to be Ling Bane again from Rogue. He is getting into that lair. Stim starting up here, and Rogue just continuing to droning behind this, getting his safeties forced.
Oh, bit of a bad rally right there from mixed Gabe. When he's good, he's big Gabe, but when he loses a Hellion on a bad rally, it's a mixed Gabe.
It's a mixed Gabe,
yeah. I don't know if I was thinking mixed bag or where my brain went with that. It is early in the morning here. Second Overlord getting picked off. Very nice. Oh, wow. And 4 gases going down at once. This makes me think it's going to be like a 3-hatch Muta play out of Rogue. And I'm all for it.
All right. Double NGBA coming down as well as the barracks number 2 and 3.
Sometimes you just read something in the chat and you're just like, good on you.
Yeah. I should mod him.
Yeah. He is in my chat a fair bit. He's a good dude.
Liberator gonna come in here.
Oh, the wraparound! Oh! God damn.
The Lings and Bane will take care of the Hellion run by. This Liberator still being a nuisance, getting 4 kills here, forcing Rogue to keep repositioning that Spore Crawler. This Spore Crawler might actually take care. There we go. Liberator will go down.
That is a really expensive loss right there for Heromarine. And now we're seeing Lings flooding across the map. There's nothing out here, and shaving down this Marine count is actually a really big deal with the Mutas looming for multiple reasons. One, Heromarine can no longer be aggressive for the first little bit. And 2, it's going to mean when these mutas pop out, they are going to be a really big surprise. I am super worried for Big Gabe right now. He has no idea about the mutas,
Nope.
and there's going to be, what, maybe 8, 9, 10 of them showing up?
Yeah, I'll say about 9 to 10 of them probably showing up here relatively quick. Spire about to finish. There we go. First 9.
Yeah. So,
9 Mutt-Mutts coming on out. Don't see any turrets anywhere. We do have the armory coming down. He's not building mines or anything. More links coming on in here. Workers going to be having to be pulled here. We do have a couple mines coming on out.
Rogue probably going to try and drag those in. Not able to do so, but getting this Marine count low is so huge. Like, I cannot overstate how big of a deal this is. Either Rogue has 2 choices now. He can either, that scan sees the mutas. That's so huge. Oh, and that's, that might have been a game-saving scan, actually. That was one of the biggest scans.
Immediately drops down 3 turrets, 1 in each mineral line here. Knows what he's up against. This turret won't finish in time, but the Marines will tank a bit of the Mutt-Mutts for now, allowing that turret. Oh, beautiful mine shot on the Mutt-Mutts. Mutt-Mutts are just going to kind of come out here and work on those supply depots, because screw those supply depots.
That I cannot overstate the game sense that Heromarine just showed right there with that scan. That was so impressive. Like, the fact that he was able to know that something was up was actually just ridiculous. Like, that was so good. And now we are going to see these mutas still causing quite a bit of a problem. And Mutilating Bane is still a scary composition, but Heromarine should have probably lost 20 SCVs right there if those mutas don't get scouted.
Absolutely. Building those turrets right away really did save him. Immediately drops down a second factory, so I think we're going to see 3 to 4 mine production now coming out from Heromarine. Look at this push here, though. Getting quite a bit done. Going to take out this, what is it, a 4th base?
Yeah, this is a big deal right here. A lot of creep being taken on out. Man, Rogue is relentless with these counterattacks. God, he is just finding so much done. Oh, I love targeting the turret right here. He has been playing this Muta-Ling counterattack style. Now, we do see the Observer showing us that the 1-1 upgrades are delayed, and that's a problem for Rogue right now. It means he really doesn't want to fight. Also, his Bane speed just now finishing up. Will there be the repair in time? Yes, there will be that mass repair, and that's going to be 1 dead Muta as well. This is starting to look kind of troubling here for Rogue.
All right, Rogue looks like he is lining up a Bane run by for that 3rd base location. Losing that... did he lose a 4th? Yes, he did lose a 4th base indeed. One of the best things Terran could do to Zerk is keep... there we go. Bane run by coming in. Going to come crashing. Takes out the turret yet again. Only takes out 8 workers. Could have been much more devastating.
Yeah, that was... I think 2 or 3 of them were in the main base. So, so really, considering how kind of... Not late, but like... a little bit late, the response was. That could have been devastating. And yeah, good eye on the minimap there, not noting that.
A lot of bays are going to come crashing in. No, I was saying earlier, huge mine hit there, right in the middle of the clump of those Banelings. Doesn't really get the Mutt-Mutts, though. The Mutt-Mutts do survive.
I think he manually detonated like 10, 15 Banelings right there.
Really?
I think he actually did. 2-2 is going to complete for Heromarine. That was a lot of Banes. We need to see a clip of that, because that was a lot of Banes that just blew up. I don't think there was any Widow Mines there, unless I missed something. Oh my goodness. I'm pretty sure he just manually detonated like 15 Banelings.
I wonder if he was trying to get like 2 or 3 just to get rid of the mine.
It was a mine hit? Okay. Man, that must have been a weirdly placed mine, because I assume that Heromarine must have retargeted that a couple of times. All
right, we do have Thors now coming out, Drilling Claws coming out behind this as well. More bases, Burrow coming from Rogue. If Heromarine can keep knocking down that 4th base of Rogues, that's going to put Rogue in a really tough position. But Rogue is not going up to 5 bases.
Yeah, he's getting that hive. Oh, no, I think that's his 6th base, actually. Yeah, because he took that pocket one on the right side.
Right.
Very important to be on a high base count on Mutilating Bane. We do see Rogue on a solid worker count, and he is using these mutas quite nicely to just find chip damage. He is a player that I think is more comfortable playing Mutilating Bane than many. We do have some of these softened SCVs from earlier, but Rogue not getting, I think he got like 1
maybe one. He did try to go down, focus on that turret, but there are 2 turrets in that mineral line. All right, so we're going to have another push coming in. This is going to clean up a little bit of creep. We do have the Banes coming in the long way around from behind. They should be able to get reinforcements from the back. One mine being retargeted. That turret going to live.
Yeah, but during all of this, we see the Baneling flank coming on in, wiping out the majority of Heromarines' army. He needs to get into the medevacs, will manage to save most of those Marines.
10 workers for Heromarine eventually do go down there. 8 Mutmuts going down. Oh my god, 8 Mutmuts for 10 workers.
That's a lot of mutas to lose for those workers, but it is Rogue continuing to stay ahead on economy. That being said, 3-3 is looming. But we also have Rogue going into Hive relatively soon here. He's going to be able to get his own 3-3 upgrades pretty quickly behind this. And the creep spread has never really been knocked completely back on its heels to heavily threaten a base.
Absolutely. The creep spread is good. It is approaching the halfway point of the map. Heromarine is only on 4 bases right now.
Yeah, he's building that 5th command center. He's getting ready to take that pretty soon. This is a very good map for counterattack, so I do like the decision from Rogue to go for this Mutilating Bane style. We are going to see Heromarine stepping very far forward onto creep. He has been taking some pretty big Baneling connections, and that's because of stuff like this. Oh, nice last-second split. Actually, really great. That was a lot of Banes, though. That was a lot of Banes for 7 SCVs.
No, a good chunk of those Banes, I'd say about half those Banes crashed into supply depots, which was kind of questionable there. It kind of reminded me of the Rogue into that Planetary Fortress, not quite taking it out.
Burrowed Banes there on the left side, just barely being avoided here. We do have some nice cost efficiency from Heromarine. Is it enough, though? Is it enough? It's about where we would expect it to be in a pretty standard, pretty even TVZ at this point.
All right, here we're going to come in here to do a little bit of damage to the economy. Only 5 workers going down. We do have Ultras coming up, +3 at melee and Carapace starting up here. Chitinous Plating starting up as well. That's Crackling Speed, about 3/4 of the way done. Thors are going to be able to, Thors in the Marauder count is starting to be increased here. They should be able to deal, Thors obviously dealing with the Mutmuts, Marauders, do a great job with those Ultras. I do like Heromarines' position here. I would like to see a Ghost Academy, though.
Yeah, I think as he secures that 5th base, that'll probably be something that's on his mind. We talked about trying to kill versus going for the late game, and I think Heromarine is still in that kill mentality because his opponent has stayed on Mutilating Bane for so long. You feel it's a much more fighty composition. That being said, we are going to see Heromarine very far forward on creep. Pretty decent Baneling connection, Widowmine connections on those Banelings. Ooh, no missile turret at this 3rd base, and that has been such a huge point of contention here. But as the Thors and a couple Marines show on up, we'll be able to push that back. Nice job using this this distraction to kind of take the fight is Rogue, but it's going to be Heromarine with Big Daddy Thor getting a lot of tanking against those Banelings.
That Big Daddy Thor will eventually go down here. Mutmuts should be able to clean this up along with the medevacs. I would like to see Rogue focus those medevacs down, but reinforcements do show up, and another Thor, Big Daddy Thor here in the background. This base will... No. Oh my god. Just kill the base. Just kill the base.
That was...
Oh, there's a lot of bio still left behind here. Thor's... Ultra does come down. The base does go down. One Ultra... Maybe gonna go down here?
Man, that Ultra... The flank Trilisk right there, coming in, just absolutely catching that army from the backside, doing great work. The base ultimately did go down, but that was a really expensive loss for both sides. That Ultra could not have popped out in a better position at a better timing. The only thing that could have been better is if the Queens were in a little bit further forward to transfuse it, because that could have been staying alive for quite a while. But that killed like 10 Marines from the backside. That was really big. Well,
and the other Ultra did end up taking out the Thor as well.
Yes, yeah. Thors can do well against Ultras just in terms of the punch that they pack. Hold the phone. We do see a big attack coming in from Rogue. It's just a few Ultras. And that being said, there's not a whole lot here for Heromarine. Mostly just medevacs, actually. 11 drones going down, though. Oh, God. Almost baiting some big friendly fire onto those SCVs with the Widow Mines.
All right. That 5th base is going to get established here. Is that 5th? Yeah, 5th base is going to get established here for Heromarine. Heromarine now looking to come in here and take out another base. 4 more workers going down to this mine drop here, and this base should go down.
It's not a lot of firepower, but there's not a lot from Rogue to come deal with it. Okay, just a small number of lings is going to be able to push that back. That being said, God, this game is so razor's edge right now. This could go either way if either player just makes a very small mistake. Right now, they cannot afford to make any mistakes, and Rogue, having lost a good number of drones right there, because of the tempo of this game, he does not have the time to rebuild them.
No, absolutely not. He's also not able to tech into anything else. He is going to be stuck on this Ling Bane Ultra composition. He still has some mutts out on the field somewhere. This Ultra will get transfused, does survive. Marauders on the front line tanking a few Bane shots.
Yeah, Marauders are going to be so golden in this scenario. They're relatively cheap, and they deal with everything that Rogue has. Oh, that being said, the Ultralisk run-by is going to kill off that orbital command, and that will actually go a decent way towards supply blocking Heromarine. He lost both that orbital command and that depot top-hatted supply depot. That's 31 supply for 2 structures right there going down. That's a lot of supply, free supply to lose. And now he can't build any units. He's not building any supply depots. He might just wait until he loses units and then rebuild from there. But he's floating a lot of money right now.
All right, Liberators are coming out now, but we do have a couple Corruptors coming out behind this as well to help deal with any potential Liberators. That Liberator does get scouted. 10 Orcers for Heromarine going down, 9 for Rogue. I like these random Spore placements, especially for those medevacs.
Yeah, they're really, really helpful. That's a really great point. Like, that's such a nuisance to not be able, because the maps or the bases are very far away from one another, and you kind of want to send your medevacs just across the middle of the map. Exactly. So having the interception there is really annoying to deal with. Oh, big engagement going to come on down, but I don't think there's enough here for Rogue. Heromarine, if he just clicks down those Ultras, should be able to deal with that, but the Lings are going to be able to tank for them. More Ultras coming in from the side. That is going to be a big army to contest with, and Heromarine getting caught out a little bit here. The Banelings there's only 3 of them. That's going to be enough to send Heromarine all the way back home. And the Mass Ultra might just be a little bit too much here for Big Gabe. 12 more SCVs going down. I think Heromarine may have run out of steam here.
One of the big things for Heromarine here that I have noticed is he does get a lot of Ultras really low, but he's not able to finish the job. He's not able to get that final kill on them. And they usually do go back and get transfused by the Queens. And that is contributing a lot to this critical mass of Ultras that he's just not able to whittle down. I don't think he doesn't have the Marauders. He doesn't have Ghosts. The Liberator counts are more so being used for defense back at home on those planetary fortresses.
Yeah, this was a... Oh, look at the Ultralisk. Saturday Night Fever over there. We do see one Ultralisk going down during that. Oh, the Banelings are going to roll on forward. Oh, the Marauders just staying alive and tanking most of those. However, Heromarine loses still a lot of his forces, and he has lost a lot of SCVs. He did rebuild a few of them, so he's back up to 46.
Oh.
Okay, looks like just a stutter there. Sorry about that, folks. We are using a clean feed, so... but that's... Yeah, it's going to be okay. More and more Lings being produced from Rogue. He is slowly but surely just grabbing the wrist of Heromarine and bending it back slowly over time.
Rogue has been on the offensive here. Heromarine's been on the offensive here. It's been a while, probably since that Ultra run-by where he took out that base. We haven't seen Heromarine. GG gets called Rogue with the win, just as I was going to say.